We have a giant game on Sunday, NFC North Showdown at Minnesota, Week 3, and we're going to be talking about the injuries for the Lions, keys to victories, everything about this game, and the importance of it. But before we get into the video, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We talk a lot of Lions here. We do post-game shows, live shows. We got videos by Herman Moore breaking everything down, more after the game, as well as Wide Receiver Wednesdays. Without further ado, let's begin. First start, before we get into obviously matchups, keys to victories, all that, we got to know who is, potentially playing in the game, who potentially is not. And right now, when it comes to Frank Ragnow, he practiced, and that is a great thing for the Lions offensive line. All-pro center Frank Ragnow. He didn't play last week. He's been nicked up the last couple of weeks since the end of preseason. And for the Lions, we need to have him at center at full strength. Now, I love Evan Brown, and I love what Frank Haley does, but of course you want your best players playing in this game. And Frank Ragnow is definitely just that. So everything is looking pretty good for him, in the recovery and the availability to play in this game, and that's fantastic news for the Detroit Lions. Let's continue on, obviously, with Amani Oruwariye, Lions cornerback. He is feeling a little bit better, practiced, good. That's really good because, again, we're going up against two wide receivers who are extremely good in Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Lions been getting a lot of grief from that guy for some time, and right now, Okudah, he's doing fantastic, but we do need Amani out there for the Lions. I love Chase Lucas. I like what Mike Hughes is doing. Will Harris, he played decent last week, so that's good to have him come back because we need him to be in the mix with the rest of those guys. Now, TJ Hockenson had a new injury. He's practiced, limited, but again, I think he probably is a good to go. In all honesty, if he's not, I think the Lions are decent at tight end anyways because TJ Hockenson has been having some issues as of late, but seems like it should be good to go. Juju Hughes, new injury, limited practice as well. He's not really a starter there, but of course you want all your guys good to go for the Detroit Lions. No practice, DeAndre Swift. With that said, it's probably just a precautionary thing for him. He'll probably play, I'm going to assume so, on limited snaps like that. Aiden Hutchinson as well. Again, it's just precautionary. He should be good to go. As we've seen in the game last week, he was nicked up and he still kept playing. John Kaminsky, though he had surgery, he's going to be out for a while. That one's not good to go. So that sucks for him. We'll see what they do with the Detroit Lions players and how they're going to scheme against the Minnesota Vikings. Again, if you've not subscribed to the channel, do it really quick. There could potentially be an ad break, and if there is, just hit that subscribe button while that 5 seconds to click skip does hit. Okay, let's talk about keys to victory for this game. This is a big-time matchup for Jeffrey Okudah, and this is my number one key, is how is he going to play against Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson is the offense for the Minnesota Vikings. Everything revolves around him. This guy is a phenomenal wide receiver, one of the best in the NFL. Dynamic. A hell of a draft pick for the Minnesota Vikings. And he's killing folks. Over 230 yards receptions already. And guess what? Kirk Cousins loved to look his way. So we need to have a guy stick on him. Now, Jeffrey Okudah in week 1 and week 2 has allowed 1 reception. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to assume he's going to be matched up with Justin Jefferson. So, how well does Okudah play against him? Is this going to be the biggest game of Okudah's career? If he can stop Justin Jefferson, you guess what, folks? Probably going to win the game, in all honesty. If he can be Okudah Island, stop this guy, and force Kirk Cousins to look in a different direction, that would be a major victory for Detroit. That'd be a major victory for Okudah, and even the prospect of our team going forward, because if he can slow down one of the best receivers in the NFL, guess what? The future of this season looks bright regarding matchups and key matchups with other talented wide receivers in the NFL on our schedule. That is my biggest matchup. Amani plays. Thielen, how is he going to do? He has not done well in recent weeks. So if Justin is, kind of locked down and Kurt decides to look his way, how is Amani going to do against Thielen? Big, giant question there. And as of recently, he hasn't done good, so could be getting a lot of receptions. Next key to victory for me is the Detroit Lions offensive line. They got a good defensive line over Minnesota. The Smith, he is good at what he does. But guess what? Our offensive line has been outstanding. Out-freaking-standing. So if they can continue what they have done the last 2 weeks, the line's going to be able to run the football with DeAndre Swift and give Jared Goff time to pick apart a defense and put up points. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. The offensive line has got to continue their trend in doing their job. If it is like the last 2 weeks, then, folks, the odds of Lions winning is much improved because running the football is what we do really good, and right now Minnesota is not good stopping the run. They are not. You give Swift, Williams, Reynolds a big hole, it's over. We're talking 10 yards a carry for DeAndre Swift right now, over 4 yards a carry for Williams, and over 7 yards a carry for Reynolds. And the line's going to run the football. We've seen it with Ben Johnson. So the offensive line's got to do his job, for sure. Jared Goff has got to just be stable. Again, he did that last week, 4 touchdowns. You don't turn the football over. He's been good with that. Only 1 interception this season. And honestly, it was due to the fact a wrong route that was taken. He does that, the Lions going to put up points. I am really fond of the idea of just Goff sitting there and just picking apart defenses. And we got the weapons to do it. Again, Josh Reynolds, obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark. He's got to step up, though, for sure, because he's underperformed a little bit. But, again, I'm not concerned about Jared Goff. If he has time in the pocket, all he's got to do is manage the game. And managing is pretty good when you're putting up 35 points a game. So that's really it for Jared Goff. I don't need him to go out there and be a Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't need to. We got weapons around him to help him out. That's a fact. 4th key to victory here is the Lions defensive line getting pressure on Kirk Cousins. Smash Kirk Cousins into oblivion. If they can do that and repeat what we did last week, Kirk Cousins is going to throw that ball in interceptions. We've seen it, what he did against the Philadelphia Eagles. Under pressure, it's pick city. So, Aiden Hutchinson, come in there, lay the smackdown. Charles Harris, smackdown. Austin Bryant, if he plays in this game, smackdown. Okwara, smackdown. If they defensive line, and guess what? I think Carson Wentz is better at being mobile than Kirk Cousins. So that's even better because Kirk Cousins did get out of some last week. Now, Kirk Cousins don't have those type of wheels. So if they can wreak havoc upon him, Lions should have a real good shot winning this game. They should. And look, I understand that maybe drinking a Kool-Aid because it's just one win, but what I'm seeing really good for the Detroit Lions, good offense, good defensive line, that can get you some wins in this league for sure. And then the final key to victory here is stop Cook from running the football. We've done pretty good at stopping the run, Bugs, obviously Aiden Hutchinson and the rest of those guys. But if we stop him for under 100 yards, he's been a Lions killer in the past. Now, he's only got a little over 100 yards so far this season, but they want to go ahead and run this game, and they want to run the football on us. Can our defensive line and Malcolm Rodriguez, some of these linebackers, stop the run? If they can stop the run, I think the Lions are looking pretty. They are looking pretty. Because I think eventually Kirk Cousins does throw the football over if it's forced to do so. If the Lions start scoring early like we did last week, it's going to force the Vikings to throw a little bit more than maybe what they want. Lions could win the game that way. Just what we did last week. And the offense just got to continue to score drives, not have a ton of 3-and-outs. I understand it's going to happen in the game, but let's reduce these 3 and outs at back after back after back. That will be good. We've been decent on flags, so let's not shoot ourselves in the foot with flags and play to our strengths as a physical football team. That's what we're becoming, a physical team. All around, physical. Just let's play our game. Let's not play someone else's game. Let's not play the Vikings game. Let's play the Detroit Lions game. Physical, run the football, play action pass, get after the quarterback. That's what we have done, and it's worked so far for sure. When I talk about the prediction here, again, if you've seen my personal channel, I have the Lions winning this game 31-30. Would it shock me if the Lions put up more points? No, it would not shock me because we've done it in 2 weeks. But this is always a close game between two teams that play each other hard, and it's just been like that. Whether the Vikings are good or whether the Lions are bad, they still always play each other hard. So I have the Lions winning this game. Let me know in the comment section, who do you guys got? You got the Lions winning? Do you got the Vikings winning? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on this game. What is your keys to victories? This channel is all about you guys. This channel is about bringing, Lions fans together and getting this thing done. So let us know your thoughts. Hit that like button, subscribe, and all that. With that said, folks, adios.
Perfect.